So we started already, kind of. And I go back to the introduction. We have people from Portugal as guests. The first is Gonçalo Valverde. He is an agile coach working currently at Self-Focus with more than 20 years experience of working in several roles, both in startups and big corporations, in the creation and delivery of innovative products and services. And he's also co-organizer of Agile Coach Camp Portugal. Maybe you know him from this. And Nuno, the second guy, is the lead coach at New Store. He has worked across different geographies and industries as a consultant. And he's a former co-organizer of Agile Connect Lisbon meetup and current co-organizer of the Agile Coach Camp Portugal. And he's also speaker in several conferences and meetups. So I'm glad to have you here and your show.
Okay, thank you, Martin.
Thank you for the intro.
And thank you for everyone that decided to join us in this interactive experience. As you already saw from the introduction, we're going to play a game about flow, which is called The Clinic. It's a game that replicates a bit a real life situation. So instead of going into software development or something else, we're playing a game about an health clinic. Okay. So Nuno, just to explain, Nuno is already putting you in the breakout rooms. So after we do the introduction, if you don't want to play the game, let us know. So we are aware, because we need 6 people per game.
Yeah, right now we have 1 group and a half, Gonçalo. So okay. Will be only possible, but there's more people joining. So I'll be adding them as they jump in, and let's see if in a couple of minutes, how many groups do we have.
Okay, so if some of you don't plan to do the whole exercise, let us know. So we put people that plan to do the full 1 hour and a half. To give you some background about this game, actually I met this game in an original version, physical one in Play 14. It was presented by Maria, and if you can zoom it because I don't remember the last name.
Let me just check 1 second. Maria Berenguer y Julia Olcos.
That they made an adaptation, a physical game, a board game, from a game that already existed. They picked this game from, let me try to see the other names, from Nestor Gavilan and Oriol Cuatro Casas. Don't worry, because we have all that information there, from Instituto Lean Management in Spain. And I liked it so much that when I came back to Portugal, I was talking with Nuno, and this could be an interesting game to play this in a meetup. So we organized some meetups and we played the game, the physical version. Then pandemic, we start thinking, okay, what can we do about this online? And we decided to make an online version, which is the one that we're going to play right now. This is still a prototype, okay? It's already very well finished, but still a prototype. So please bear with us, because Mural sometimes could have some hiccups in technical part. Also depends of the level of your computer. So if it slows down, if for some reason for you it slows down, let us know. From our point of view, it worked well, but that could be some hiccups. At the end of this session, you can also leave your email and we'll send you the link. Sorry, Nuno.
Yeah, just it was more to emphasize that. So this is a prototype of the online version, and we are redefining the game and refining it too, and we'll publish it online once we feel, after this session and with some more feedback. And as Gonçalo was mentioning, in the end, we'll have like a mailbox so that you can leave your contact, and we'll send you the game once we publish it.
In the final, going to have access to another Miro board, where you can also find the link to the post about the original version, the physical one. So we're going to share this one, and if for some reason you want also to play the game in this original form, you can go to that link from Maria, where she explained a lot of this, and also you can download all the material. So the original material was in Spanish, we translated this to English, and since it's Creative Commons, you can translate this to any other language that you want. Okay, So, by the way, if you want to have any questions or doubts, feel free to say so, okay? Or use the reactions in Zoom.
So probably to tell a bit of this the story of this clinic, right?
Go ahead.
Could be a good point. So we've opened a clinic, so we'll open several clinics if everything goes well, depending on the number of people, where it's possible to do blood and urine analysis. Several investors are considering participating in the second funding round. And in order to get their support, we need to show that this is a good investment. And we're going to do a demo to them. Okay, so we're going to play a couple of rounds or weeks, let's call it like that, because it's a clinic. And they will only invest, so we actually have a target. They will only invest if we are able to handle 60 patients in 8 minutes. Okay, so that's a goal that you'll see here in the board. Okay, goal 60 people in 8 minutes.
So the board that Nuno is showing is a board that you're going to play. It will be one board per group because it has a lot of small elements, and having one board for everyone could be very slow. So that's why you have one board per group, and we're going to share in a bit the links for each board for the groups. And you also, in that board, you're going to have not only the instructions, so if there's something is missing, you can go back, or you can ask us also for help, of course, because you're going to go in each breakout room. And you have also the description of the roles, which goes to your right. Okay, so one of the important things is when you start the first round, you're going to have 5 minutes for you to decide which is your roles. And I'm going to explain afterwards what are the roles. So first decide which one of you are going to have each role. So 6 people decide each role, and then also rename yourself in Zoom. So it's clear for everyone which is your role. And we also need to know exactly which is the person of the doctor, and I'll explain it afterwards. So you are going the first session 5 minutes to decide the team itself. Then after the 5 minutes, 3 minutes to do the planning of where you're going to execute this exercise, 8 minutes to do the actual work, and 3 minutes for retro. Then we're going to pull you back to the main room and tell you to kickstart for the next round. We are thinking of at least 2 rounds, if time allows 3 rounds. If you don't know how to rename yourself in Zoom, you have that quick intro there, quick tutorial how to rename yourself in Zoom. Okay, so this is a game of 6 people maximum. So if we don't have enough people for a second team, you're going to be a spectator looking at how the game plays. And do we have enough?
We don't, Gonçalo. We actually have 7 people, and probably could be an interesting point to ask if all these people are going to play. And as Martin or Matthias pointed out, probably we can play it in the main room, and probably there's no need to open breakout rooms.
Yes, Andreas Ryan wrote in the chat that he won't play because he can't stay all the time.
Yeah.
So
we have Emma, Maria, Marian, Nicola, Rolf, and Sven. Are you all able to play?
I see at least 2 yeses, thumbs up.
Yeah, Rolf, Marian, Emma, yeah, thank you. Nicola, 2 yes. Maria, yes. Sven, are you all okay to play? If not, we'll go for Stefan.
In the chat, everybody says yes, as far as I can see.
And Stefan said, I'll play. Yes.
Okay, so now we have a group. Okay, so, I'll close the breakout rooms, Gonçalo. There's no point, we can play in the main one.
So one great thing, we record everything.
Yep, that way we can record end to end. Oh, Sven will be just watching. Okay, Sven.
Okay,
Gonçalo, do you want to proceed?
Yeah, sure. We already have also some pointers here if you want to facilitate this game for something else. One thing that we don't advise is to have more than 4 groups if you have to facilitate as well, as it starts to get complicated. The game material that we have here, it's the board divided into the 6 zones. You have the patient cards and the board itself. So let's go to the board then, and then we can explain also the rules.
Okay, we can.
Okay, so while doing the planning, one thing is important is you're going to estimate how many patients you think that you can treat. Let's call it like that.
Because that's the challenge. Yeah.
Yeah. So 6 people attending to be attended. I hope I'm not doing an error in English here. Attended in 8 minutes. So planning, you're going to discuss how you're going to work and estimate how many patients you think that you're going to pass through your clinic. And the patients, so let's move down to the board itself. The patient is represented by that nice card that we have there. And in the card, you're going to have several things. So you have the patient ID, the entry time, so when the patient enters in the clinic, the exit time, and also the analyses that are going to be made. One of them, that is the urine analysis, the other is the blood analysis. So the patient is going to the clinic to do some analysis. It goes to the analysis office, comes back and goes to the doctor, and the doctor validates if the analysis is correct or not. Okay, there's a secret criteria that we're going to show only to the doctor, and the doctor is going to say if the analysis is correct or not. So the flow
will be able to decide who's who in a bit.
Yeah. So the flow is the patient enters in the clinic, in the admission counter, there, down there, because we have this nice cabinet, and the person that is in the admission counter is going to put there the ID of the patient. So you have here the role, it takes note of the patient card, then only the patient card. So it's going to put there what is the ID of the patient. So in this case, it's number 1 or A, B, C, D, that's up to you, what you want. And the entry time. So in this case, it will be 14:45.
That's for us, Gonçalo.
Yeah, sorry.
We're
1 hour behind. So 15:45. And all is done, he pays the patient to the waiting room. Okay, the waiting room has any kind of limitation. Okay, so you can, if you want to put 60 patients in the waiting room, feel free.
That's the job of the admission counter. Okay, that is the only thing that he does. He or she, of course.
Then you have the healthcare technician. The role of the healthcare technician is to pick on the patient and moving to the analysis cabinet or to the doctor office. So let's assume this is the first patient, then the patient goes to, for example, urine analysis, okay? And then you're going to do the analysis, and for the analysis you need to roll a dice. If you don't have a physical dice, don't worry, because we have a link here to an online dice. So you roll the dice. In this case, 6. So after that, you roll the dice, and in this case, it's urine analysis. You put there the number of the urine analysis. In this case, 6. And after that, this is done. You move the patient back to the waiting room. The person from the urine analysis. Okay.
That's what this person does. Okay.
And only one patient, 1 by 1, in this case.
WIP equals 1. Okay.
Now, the healthcare technician sees the patient there, great, so he's available, he moves the patient, for example, for the blood analysis, okay? And again, you roll the dice, drum rolls, and it's a 1. You put there 1. You just need to double click, because these are boxes, so you can just double click. Then, it's done. The person from the blood analysis passes the patient again to the waiting room. So now the healthcare technician sees, okay, so he's ready to go to the doctor. He picks the card and puts in the doctor. in the medical appointment. Again, only one person can be here. Okay, be careful about that one. And the doctor, with the secret criteria, is going to check if it's okay or not okay. If it's okay, let's assume that the number 6 is yes, it's okay, and 1 no. It's a no in this case. So one analysis is done, the other is still not correct. Then you need to go back again to the waiting room and do again the blood analysis. So the healthcare technician moves again the patient to the blood analysis. You roll the dice again, you put the new number. Again 1. That doesn't seem that.
Oh, finally.
6. Okay. And then again, the blood analysis, the technician moves the patient back to the waiting room. Then the healthcare technician moves the client to the medical appointment. And for the sake of brevity, let's call it, it's a yes. I'm not saying this is the right criteria. And moves the client back to the medical appointment. So everything is done. The healthcare technician sees, oh, this guy is ready to go out. He moves to the discharge counter. And of course, only one person can be there. The discharge counter puts there the number, the hour that he exits, if you want to do that. And he needs to go to another sheet, which is another place, which is the patient DB, okay, to put the ID of the patient, time spent in the clinic, and the total analysis. We created this as a separate Google spreadsheet because putting this in Miro wouldn't work that well. We experiment and we would prefer to have in the same board, but it didn't work that well. I have a spreadsheet here. So this is the dynamic of around in the customer in the patient, in the waiting room and in the clinic. After that, you put him in the out area. One advice, if you start having a lot of patients in the out area, don't forget to start deleting or else Miro can crawl a bit.
We'll help out because it's only one group, so it's much easier.
It could work. Okay, so we can help with that. Next patient, you copy the card because we didn't wanted to put here too many cards, so you need to copy the card. Oops. Not that one.
Copy paste gone wrong, a big classic.
You copy the card and new customer enters on the waiting room. Again, the waiting room has infinite capability. So if you can put there 60 customers, it's up to you if you want to have 60 customers or not in the waiting room.
Gonçalo, a question. Who can create patient cards?
I would say probably the admission counter. So the person in admission, if you see that there's not enough cards, feel free to do that. But since this is one group, we can help them on that.
Okay.
We tried to create a lot of cards, but since we were a bit worried that this could crawl Maru, we decided, okay, let's just work like this, and you create the cards as, when they're needed.
Yeah. For the people playing, I'm going to post now on the chat the link to the Miro board and to the database. Okay.
So it will be great that first you go to the board to make sure that you can enter it. And from what I see here, the person that are going to play is Rolf, Marian, Emma, Nicola, and Maria, right?
Yep. It would be very good if you can turn on the camera so that we can see a bit more of the action, at least for the people playing.
Or give us reactions at least.
Yep.
And it will be great also if you talk with each other, because if you're going to play next teammate, I'm wondering how we can play.
Thanks, Emma. Thanks, Maria.
So,
and probably if you want, a good tip is to unmute yourselves because this will be quite dynamic. Okay. Hi, Marian, too.
Okay.
Hello.
Before we start, let's do a quick check if we managed to pass the correct rules. We didn't forget anything, right, Nuno? It's everything there, right?
I think not. If not, they will tell us, or we'll observe in a bit.
Okay, so let's do thumbs up or thumbs down. If what I say you think it's correct, do a thumbs up. If what I say doesn't seem right, do a thumbs down. Okay, for the people that are playing. Or if you don't want to show yourself in camera, at least use the reactions from Zoom and use a thumbs up if it's okay, and laughing if it's not correct.
Yeah. Rolf is facing, sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly, but said the camera wasn't being detected. Okay.
So the person that moves the patient from the waiting room to the analysis is the healthcare technician. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Thank you. Thank you, Emma. Yes, it's the healthcare technician that moves the patient card from the waiting room to the part of the analysis and to the doctor. The criteria of the correctness is known by everyone. Thumbs up, thumbs correct. Only the doctor knows if the analyses are correct or not. Okay, this is a way to replicate the clinic. The waiting room has a WIP limit of 1. Yes, thank you. You can put as many people in the waiting room. The analysis office and the doctor office has a WIP limit of 10. Okay, thank you. Yes, you can correct. You can only treat one patient at a time or doing analysis for each time. The admission counter is a person that put things in the patient spreadsheet or database. No, that's the, thank you, Rolf. No, the patient database is filled in only by the person in the admission counter. The card is filled in by everyone. Okay. And any other rule that you want to double check, Nuno?
No, I think just dependent if the clinic staff is okay to start. We can probably give you the 5 minutes for you to discuss here openly. Who will do what?
Can I ask a short question?
Yep, yes. Go, Emma.
So the doctor's criteria for the validation of the data, is it like, does he just decide if it is valid or invalid, or is there like a database check?
Once you decide, so once this group decides who will be the doctor, we will send on the chat only to the doctor the criteria. But the criteria only the doctor can know. It's a very medical thing, so only the doctor knows the criteria.
Okay, I see. Thanks.
No worries. It was a good question.
Any more questions before we start in the planning, the setup of the team?
Another question, but then thing I have to mention, I'm not able to open the that Google sheet because of IT department restrictions on my laptop, so I can't do that.
But you can access Miro.
Yes, this is okay.
Okay, so Marian, you probably cannot be the discharge counter.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is okay for me.
Yeah, it's a valid point to share with the team. Thanks for it.
Okay.
Emma and Maria and Nicola or Rolf or Stefan, do you have any issues going to the patient's database that we shared?
Okay.
Okay.
So it's a question then, you decide which roles are you going to take and also to rename yourself. Well, in this case, yeah, you can rename yourselves. One thing that we forgot to mention, but in this case, since we are in the main room, we put also a place there for you to put your pictures, but we are in the same main room, so probably it's not essential.
Yeah, it's not essential. Okay, we'll give you 5 minutes. Do an open discussion here. It's our channel for the clinic, and I'll put the timer in Miro. Okay.
Okay. So who wants to do what? And if you still have some doubts, do let us know. Don't forget, if you don't decide, we are going to decide by ourselves.
Should we discuss about it, or should we just like decide and write it into our names?
No, this.
I would suggest that you have a discussion.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know that Marian cannot be the discharge counter due to a limitation. So just discuss or propose something.
Or you can just say, I want to be this.
Yeah, does anyone have a preference for anything?
Not so far. I don't know. But I'm still reading again all the roles. I have to review it shortly.
Do you want to have 1 minute to have a bit better look at the roles?
Near to each role, you have the instructions, okay, to what you can do. So just summarizing a bit, the admission counter is the person that gets the patient in, okay. The healthcare technician is the person that's kind of the facilitator around the clinic to all the spaces. Then you have two types of people doing analysis, one urine and one blood that has to use the dice and add the info on the patient card. Then whenever they have the two analyses, they go to the doctor, okay? Dependent on the criteria that Emma just asked, right? The secret criteria, you will have a thumbs up or thumbs down for him to go to the discharge counter, which is the last person that Marian cannot be. And then he gets out of the clinic happy with his analysis. So, okay.
And we need to lock one thing. Okay, I'll look at the background.
Can you please share that number generator? I think.
Yep, I just shared
use...
on the chat, Marian.
Okay.
You have the online dice.
Okay.
I think if you scroll up, Marian, then
okay, that's also not possible to me due to
I'll send it again.
IT restrictions.
No, but Mari cannot roll the dice, so there are 3 rolls that you cannot use.
Okay, so it's
or
getting more easy to find a role for.
So Marian, you should probably be the admission counter because you just need to be in the Miro. I think that's the only position.
Yes.
And healthcare technician.
Yes, I will do so.
Rather like.
Well, I guess
nobody else
guys who are in discharge counter and the admission counter should be in the same time zones, because I guess most of the people are in the same time zone. But me, for example, I think I'm 1 or 2 hours plus, so I guess I may take one of the roles which don't have to calculate the time. So I guess both analysis or medical appointment.
Maria, you're muted.
So do you want, do you have a preference which role you want?
Yeah, maybe, for example, both analysis.
If nobody else is fancy about it, then I would be the doctor.
Perfect.
Wolf will be the doctor. I'm helping you out putting here the roles. I'll send you in a second role of the criteria, okay?
Yeah. You got me with the secret.
Yeah, let's see if I don't send to everyone, which would not be good.
And by the way, the healthcare technician also doesn't do anything else beside Miro, so.
Yeah,
Emma Maria,
I can be the discharge counter because I can open the both things, and I am in the same time zone as Marian.
Okay.
As he's my colleague.
The part of the time zone is interesting finding that we're never thought about that.
There's Maria and Stefan left.
So Stefan, choose one. I take another.
Stefan, what do you prefer?
Hear me? Do you hear me? Hello, hello.
Yes.
Hello. Okay. I'm not sure that my microphone is working.
But very low. The sound is very low, Stefan.
Okay, yes. 1 second. Better now?
Yes, much better.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So it was on automatic, but I'm on Linux, so something is not quite working, I guess. So then I'll be a healthcare care technician.
Okay.
I guess.
So,
Okay.
Maria, I guess that you are thinking about urine analysis.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry.
So the last one. No one wants to be the one who has the urine.
Don't worry, it's only to roll the dice in this case. Okay.
And now we can move to the planning part. Then, probably, if you want just to discuss how many patients you're going to pass by the clinic, and then in the second, and then you need also to discuss a little bit how you're going to do this, and then we start. So, 3 minutes for planning. How many patients are going to be treated? Let's call it like that. So, do your estimation. Are we talking about 10, 20, 50, 60? I don't know. Mind you that our goal is to treat 60 customers, 60 patients. That's our goal, but this is our first interaction. So how many ones do you think you can treat in this first interaction? And what is the flow that you're going to adopt?
So I don't know, but as there's the data sheet of the group 1 from, I think, another group that did the game, and they made 9 patients in
That's
the
a
first
totally
one?
made up. That's a totally made up data, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's completely fake data.
Okay.
Don't
Yeah,
forget
I
that
just-
we'll be rigorous with the time boxes, okay? So we'll follow the Miro timer.
Well, I'd
Yeah,
assume that the 60 are quite a challenge.
Mhm.
So maybe we make 30 in the first round. I don't know.
So what are our bottlenecks?
Yeah, we don't know in the first round, so probably we should say it's like 10 or something we can do in the first round.
I agree with that because we have only whip limit of 1 at the doctors and at that analysis. So
Yes,
maybe
but
8 to 10 is possible.
Yeah, but in this case, we are not going to reach the goal because we have 3 weeks, and if we do 10 patients per week, we are never going to reach the goal.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, so the goal was 10 patients per week. So maybe we can.
No, the
just do
goal
that.
is to have 60 people in 8 minutes, which
60
means in 1
patients.
week. Yep, it's here the goal.
It's even
6
more
people
challenging.
in 8 minutes.
Okay.
8 minutes
6 people
equals
in
1 week.
But we have 3 weeks to fine-tune the process.
Yep.
So as it's our onboarding process, I would suggest just to choose a low number. I don't know. What do you think about 10?
Yes, fully agree.
Yep, let's do 10.
Okay, Emma, do you want to put it over there? There's 30 seconds left for us to start.
Yeah. Ooh, that's 0. I think we can do more than that.
Okay. Do you want to discuss how you're going to do the flow? You have 20 seconds for that, or if you want, you can already start.
So after 10 seconds, the 8 minutes already start.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so for me it's okay to start.
Okay,
Is it
so
okay that?
yep, go Gonçalo.
So I was going to ask, should we share the screen here, or do you want just to follow Miro? What helps you the most?
I was just thinking about the recording as we
That's a
are
good
in
point.
one room to help out whoever wants to follow the game. That is why I was continuing to sharing.
That's a good point. Yeah. So are you okay that we continue sharing the screen? Doesn't have impact in your.
Although I will suggest that you focus on your browser window because this will become more confusing as the week starts. Okay. Okay, so I'll start the 8 minutes.
But before you start, so don't forget to let's remove the one from the alt so it doesn't make any kind of confusion to anyone, and don't forget to copy new cards as long as they're needed. Okay. So
that's for the admission counter, which is Marian. Okay.
Okay. So are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. See you in 1 week or 8 minutes.
Okay, go.
Go.
Okay, the first card is in the waiting room.
Damn it.
Five, five. What does that mean? 5-5.
Just a typo because the screen is quite large and
Okay.
Just be firm on the double click, okay, on the card.
I forgot. How can I recognize an invalid result?
You have to have two yeses.
We have no yes and no at all. Okay.
Yeah, so
thanks. Yeah, okay.
It has to be Rolf, so our doctor, to just put the yes or no. Once you have two yeses, you can move them to the discharge, Stefan, okay?
Yep, okay, thanks.
Thank you.
And the healthcare technician puts the patients to the doctor's room, no?
Yes, he's the facilitator inside the clinic.
Okay, Stefan, that's your...
Yes, now somebody else is doing it.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
It's okay.
Our doctor cannot go out of his office to get the patient. It's always Stefan who will facilitate.
Okay, I see.
I went for a smoke, but I'm back now.
A lot of things in the waiting room.
So Stefan, I think you should put one of the cards into the medical appointment section.
Yep.
Yeah. After you have the two analysis, it can go directly to the medical.
So here we go.
And I will always enter the patients to the left corner below.
Sorry, I'll delete this one.
Yeah, it was my mistake.
I think I deleted the wrong thing.
So Maria, new customer.
I could handle patient number 1, yeah, even if the card is broken.
Don't worry, you can use the one to the right. Okay, the card is broken, but you can use the one to the right. But there's other cards also there.
So this is not correct. New customer, Maria.
So shall I stop entering customers to the system, or is it quite okay so far?
Sorry, don't worry. Let me just. Okay, no, don't worry. Let me fix the card. So,
okay, I take another.
For some reason, it didn't group it, but. Okay, now it's grouped. Okay, we can move.
Yeah, excellent. Thanks.
I guess we should have more doctors. And that's why having 10 developers and 1 testing guy.
So Nicola, new customer.
You have less than 3 minutes.
There is a customer, patient in my office without urine results. Is it okay?
No, you have to push him back.
So urine
there
has to
are a
come.
lot of them.
No. You were asking the blood analysis. No, we can do the blood analysis before doing the urine analysis.
Yes,
Not a problem.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is no limitation there.
Okay.
So Rolf, verification, please. So who's putting people on the discharge counter? Also me, healthcare technician.
Yes, it's you, Stefan.
But there's no correct one.
Not at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So new urine.
Relieving to see that you face the same problems with Miro than if we do the get Kanban simulations in Miro.
So.
But from what I remember from when we played this in a physical form, it's not so much different.
But this one is already right. There is a numbered one.
I didn't see that.
Mm.
It has to be verified. Okay.
I will stop entering patients to the waiting room. I think it's getting a bit complicated. Is it okay for you?
Yeah, sure. Let's try to fix at least one card.
They should keep some physical
Here we go.
distance because of COVID.
We need a double yes somewhere.
There's 45 seconds left.
It's also not correct. Okay, next try. So, medical appointment.
Okay. Retrospective.
0 outcome. Yoo-hoo.
How did it went for you? What can you improve in the process?
So I'm the bottleneck, obviously. Perhaps we can put the cards in the waiting room to some special place, depending on what needs to be done next. That would be easier for me. So, for example, empty cards in the first row, and cards that need to go to the doctor for verification. I don't know where, somewhere else. So I can rely on where on the position of the cards to put it somewhere.
Yeah, so we should probably put like the cards for the urine analysis on the left, right, so left upper corner, and for the blood analysis on the right up down corner.
Yes.
Doctor's appointment. And if there are new ones coming from the admission counter, I don't know, maybe in the middle.
In the middle, okay. And if they want me to go for verification on the upper right corner, that would make sense.
Okay, so I will enter new patients down in the middle of the waiting area, directly above the admission counter. Is it okay for you?
Okay, and perhaps we can limit the number of
course, I think
people in the waiting room.
Yes, that was a big mistake, I think.
And did you already say, if, as a medical doctor, if the result is correct or incorrect, should I choose different places in the waiting room so that Stefan can see who's ready for another check? And
no, it should be then on if the urine result is wrong, you should put them on the upper left corner, and for blood on the lower right corner.
And if it's correct, then down to the discharge counter.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Worked the most here, by the way.
Sorry?
The person who was the person that worked the most, that needed to do most of the work.
Healthcare technician.
Yep, I agree. The technician.
What can you do to improve his work?
Hire another technician. So we have 2 technicians.
Okay.
Or is it possible to support them? So like do the patient direct to another room without the technician?
No, we didn't set that. We never said that you cannot do anything else.
well, as a doctor, I think I have enough time to pick my patients in the waiting room.
So is it allowed that we have something, because I didn't do anything in the 8 minutes?
It's your clinic.
Okay, so it's possible to have another healthcare technician assistant.
No, I
Be
think
careful about COVID, okay?
We should better pull. I mean, stations should pull the customers according to the placement of the cards, right? So
Yeah.
Okay, don't forget that on this 3 minutes, you can plan, discuss some upgrades that you want to do to the clinic, and don't forget that we want your estimation too.
You have 3 more minutes.
Yep. So the counter.
And we're going. By the way, next round we're going to clean up the board because this is a new day, so the patients went home. So we're going to start with a clean slate again. But while you plan, we're going to do this. So next round, what are you going to do, and what is your estimation? Taking into account that the first one was 0.
I think that the pull idea is a good one. If there's a card, I mean, in your area in the waiting room, and you just pull it if you have free time in your space. And I think the healthcare technician should be just administer that the card is at the right place.
Mm-hmm.
So
regarding the right place, would we? I mean, if we want to look at the throughput of the cards, then yeah, we should handle the patients kind of like first in, first out, with the exception that if they're wrong, the analysis is wrong, they need additional checks. But
I guess that takes too much time, huh?
I think maybe that's an improvement we can do in the 3rd round.
Okay.
But we didn't even manage to get one person through, so that doesn't matter which one.
I was just thinking where if we put the people on different places on the board, if we can.
And also we
should do that in the next round. That's fine.
We should work on the verification process because there's too many no's came out of that. So the doctor is doing a bad job.
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to change the secret.
So regarding the planning, I would suggest we take the same number again. Maybe we can do it now.
With our improvements, maybe it is possible.
For the half of it, because
yes.
We do not know why the doctor is not letting everyone in or out.
Let's say 6
also,
to be a bit optimistic.
By the way, did you take notice how many patients we had in the waiting room when you did it? I think it was 10.
There were 7, if I'm not mistaken, Gonçalo.
So is there a VIP limit for the waiting room now?
No.
No. Well, if you want.
Well, if you want, that's up to you.
like 6 people or something?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, we'll need to start. Okay.
Okay.
Are you all okay?
Yep.
Sure.
So we are
Okay.
going to poo.
Okay.
Right.
Have a good second week in 8 minutes.
So it's so huge. I don't know why.
Maria, I don't think you did put any number in it, did you?
Yeah. I'm sorry. This should be number 2. Ah, okay. Okay, you didn't mean me.
No.
Yeah, do you not can see
Okay,
it?
but you
Like,
forgot to put in a number in the first patient. You just put it away, but it doesn't have any number. That's what I wanted to say.
it's too big. It's so huge. It's a 5. Can you see it?
Take another box.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where the number is.
Oh, okay.
Oha. Yeah. It's huge 5.
Miracles of Miro.
Yeah. Then the other one is also huge. Sorry, I cannot change it.
Let's blame the patient.
Definitely, we need to do some warm up to help people fill in the board.
What was happening? This is also huge again.
It's again a 5?
No, it's a 4, but it's
Strange. No, because what I see here is something which, let me just double check. No, I can put, okay, I already put the 4 there.
okay.
So there's,
So it was my fault.
you just need to double click it. If you double click it, you can edit it.
Okay, Nicola, you can pull this one. So this can go to the doctor. Here you go. Dr. Rolf, paging Dr. Rolf. Ah.
Oh.
Too many no's.
So I won't add any new customers now.
Not until we have we've got a double yes. Oh, come on.
Maybe patient 1 is already dead.
Yeah, his blood results are quite bad.
Mute, guys. Ready for checkout?
3 minutes.
3 minutes left.
Discharge counter. First patient is done.
Hooray! 1 patient.
Mhm.
And I'll remove this. So you already have 100% improvement.
Hey.
Oh, there. Sorry.
And you can put it in the out part to the right.
Hey,
Sorry.
someone stole my card.
Yes, it was me. Sorry. I wanted to push it up a bit.
Yeah, I just need to enter everything into my Excel sheet. So for now, it doesn't matter if the patient is away, but as it's only one.
No. This is a no for.
Maybe we should try and learn the system of the doctor.
You ready for another checkout?
Yeah. Can you please stop putting away my cards as I didn't do anything, sir?
Who ungroup the card here?
Emma wants to finally work.
Yeah, there's a card in there, and then I'm not even allowed to put in the exit time. Now it doesn't work anymore. Oh, no.
Okay, don't worry. Don't worry if there's some problems with Miro. Let's not keep on technicalities. Just put this in the sheet and that's it. Spreadsheet.
It's working again.
Sorry, Emma, it was me. Sorry.
So 20 seconds. And that's a wrap. Okay, so 3 minutes for retro. What went well? What could improve? What did you learn from this round? Taking into consideration that you already treated 2 patients, which is 2 more than the last session.
Or 1000%.
Yeah.
So the only thing I can say is that you don't need to do anything to my card if it's in the discharge counter, because it's only confusing and I don't have much to do.
Okay, sorry. I'm not clear on who's responsible to put the card where. So I think several people felt responsible at one time. So we need clear rules about that, I think. And I suggest that I will fill the buffer in front of the analysis and the medical appointment. And the highest cards or the lowest cards is the most important, or the next one to pull. So I will take care of a patient getting done or a patient card getting done.
I'm going to clean the board in the meantime because I already checked the data, okay?
Before Nuno cleans, do you need to look at the board to see any kind of improvements?
Is this okay with you? So I put the cards in front of the respective station.
It's a good idea.
Okay.
I think the idea of how we did it now was not that bad, but we had a complication with the invalid data from the doctor. So
yes, one thing we don't know if the probability to get a yes is higher when there already is a no.
Oh, it's always the same.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not good at statistics, but as far as I know, that doesn't make a difference.
Okay.
And are we allowed to change the secret? No.
Change? No.
Yeah. So.
What is more important to you? To start doing analysis of new patients, or finishing the ones that are already almost there?
Finish them once.
Are we allowed to add any shapes directly from Miro to optimize the workflow and visualize it? Okay.
Sure. Feel free to do it.
Okay.
The board, the only thing that you cannot do right now is to switch the roles of the board, because we created a screenshot to avoid making this very slow. But if you want to add things of shapes, feel free to do so.
Yes, regarding maybe the waiting room to have some clear areas and maybe a buffer queue in front of the medical appointment, because it's the bottleneck, I think.
Don't forget that we're just expecting an estimation from you guys within this 3-minute block. Okay.
So we
60.
doubled, so 4?
60. Let's go for it.
I would say 3.
Yes.
let's say 4. We can do that.
Which is a 200% improvement.
Or we will keep the target, because now we had some improvements and we had one round with our new arrangement in the waiting room and all that stuff. And maybe now it is possible to reach the last target, 6.
Admission counter, where do you put the cards once you enter the entry time?
This is like I said before, directly above the admission counter,
so
in the middle.
Then that is my task to put it somewhere to the analysis. Okay.
So
yes,
we can
maybe
clean the board. We can clean the board, and you can add anything that you want to the board. Okay.
Okay.
But don't forget. And before we start, let us know, and we can lock elements so we don't move them by mistake. So can we clean the board, and you can add whatever you want?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What if we play with a VIP limit of 6 in the waiting room, and then in the middle we have the new patients and patients who need rework there in front of urine and blood? Those that are done discharge, and if they're ready for medical appointment, they're on the upper right side. And then we just let in new patients once a patient is discharged.
So VIP limit of 6 in the big box.
Mm-hmm.
But we still had that before now in the last round. Yeah. It wasn't hard to keep it. That was quite easy because the bottleneck was at the medical appointment because of the data there, and maybe we have to queue it in front of it. Something like
30
this.
30 seconds, 3-0.
I wouldn't say that that's the bottleneck.
So what's your opinion? Where's the bottleneck in that system?
Can I reveal the secret?
No, I don't think you are allowed to.
No, you cannot.
Oh, maybe we can do 2 analyses at one time.
That's what I was thinking of, like doing 2 or 3 analyses of blood and urine.
Yeah, let's try that.
Okay, have you decided for us to play the 3rd week?
Okay, so we play again with a whip limit of 6 positions as before. And how many analyses do we do each time? 3. Okay.
But
so if one yes is with it, then it's okay. So I think you're planning on doing like putting in 3 numbers at one analysis at a time.
Oh.
But is it like if there will be like 2 no's and 1 yes? Is it then okay?
Just need to have just need to have 2 yeses. So if you have more no's, that's not a problem.
Good.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And 2, 3 analyses at a time. I would suggest.
Okay. Shall we play then the last round?
I'll put the timer on. Good luck for week 3.
Okay, I give this to Maria. This goes to Nicola.
Oh, Nicola, I think you should do like 3 numbers at a time.
Okay.
You said.
Nice music.
Oh, sorry, my daughter is having classes at home at the moment.
Yep, no
I'll mute.
No, it's not annoying at all.
The doctor's very strict.
Oh, 3 no's, 6 no's. Unbelievable. Oops.
Half the week has gone by.
The first one to dispatch.
So this is, oops,
Yippee!
good for you. Oops, alarm.
Oh, that was a fast one. He was through after 2 minutes.
Oh, this is already.
Okay, second one to dispatch.
Can boot analysis help urine analysis? Because they're both analysis.
Next one to discharge. Another one in a few seconds. Ria, you need to tell the patients to be more accurate when urinating,
Oh.
especially the men. Next one to discharge. Next one to discharge.
What? Patient waiting?
You have 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Some motivation. We've reached our 6 patients.
Jetzt frei, cool. Wieder alles frei? Ja.
Oh,
What happened?
everything fine.
It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry.
Thirty seconds. 20. 10 seconds.
Oh, double yes. Come on.
4, 3.
Emma, we'll count that one. Nobody's
Yeah.
seeing. Okay, we'll count that one. We're not
It's off like in MasterChef.
It's an extra hour that you're working on that week
Whoa.
to discharge that person. Okay.
I'll do it for the bonus.
Big improvement there. So, how did it went this last round for you?
Pretty much better.
Yeah, but we didn't change much, huh? Compared to
Yeah, we did
the
more
round before.
analysis, yeah.
Yes, that's true.
I was thinking about the analysis. Well, go on. I'll ask other questions, but okay. So you did more analysis. What else? What did you change to make this difference?
We applied stricter rules to who is allowed to move the tickets. So we didn't confuse each other anymore, at least not so much.
So we have implemented some process policies and responsibilities.
Else? By the way, one thing that I didn't told you as a rule is that the doctor cannot start looking at the analysis if there's just the blood analysis or the urine analysis. And I saw that at least there was one opportunity that the doctor was there waiting for something to happen. There was a patient with part of the analysis already done. Correct?
Can you repeat? I didn't get that one.
Sorry. I saw that you only picked in the card of the patient when both of the analyses were done. But the rules didn't say anything that you couldn't start looking at the partial analysis, so blood analysis or urine analysis, even if the patient didn't have both of them.
Okay.
Okay. So what else did you make difference, or why we have now 7, right, instead of 2?
It's 9.
9. Oh, 9. Oh, it's
it was
more.
9, Gonçalo. Yeah.
9, even better.
Yeah. If you check here the DB, we can have an overall status of what happened. Yeah, but it's here too.
What is the difference there? Because this is more than 3 times.
The analyze. There were many possibilities where it could be right, so more options.
Okay.
Yeah, we improved the process.
Okay. One thing that I was curious, if we're thinking typically about lean and flow, when you're doing more analysis, typically that could be considered waste. But in this case, was it waste? Doing more analysis? And why isn't not why wasn't that a waste?
Because well, we had a low probability of having a good analysis. So if you have more analysis, then we kind of work against the probability, and that speeds up the process.
Okay. Would it be fair, for example, if we're talking about software development, we do more tests, so the probability of things getting right is bigger?
No, we write 3 functions for everything we need to be done.
Okay.
No, just joking.
Okay.
So one question remains: should we put in more numbers than 3, like 4 or 5, or would it be counterproductive?
I'd say we needed to try. I mean, I wasn't aware that I could check single analysis as a doctor. Because I still had waiting time, especially the first half of the week. So the second half of the week, I really had the feeling of flow. Pull, check, back, pull, next one. But in the beginning, I really had still slack. So now we would need to test whether I get rid of the slack by checking single analysis. So we just have the blood or we just have the urine. Or whether it's better to have like 4 or 5 checks even in each. Or maybe combining both. Definitely would be worth a try.
Okay, so apart from that one, if you had another round, what other improvements would you make?
I would do slightly more analysis at a time, so maybe like 4, so that the probability that it's right at the first time is higher, but not that much more work to do, so that would like suffer the process. So I don't know if they had to do like 8 analysis at a time, that would also take a lot of time. So we shouldn't like scale it up to like infinite.
But the doctor only has to test until he gets 1 yes, right? So if we got one yes, then doctor is done.
For each analysis, correct.
Okay. And
so
for
it wouldn't
example,
go exponentially or linear, but it's just a little bit more work for the doctor.
Okay. And in terms of communication, what could have you improve between yourselves?
I know I try to make Nicola and Maria aware if I put a card in front of their door or a patient.
Okay.
That's what I did. I don't know if I can do more or something else.
Okay. Okay, so I know that we have a buffer time, but I don't want. It will not be great to accommodate all of that. So it will be great now to get your feedback.
Yep.
How did this went for you, and of course, how can we improve on this?
Just
and
share
also,
the board on the chat. Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Nuno.
Okay, so just join this new link, please. Okay. And I'm just waiting, probably you joined, so I'll bring you to me. What I'll ask you first is that this is the return on time invested, so you have there the explanation from 0 to 4. I will ask you to drag a dot, okay, to one of those from 0 to 4, and write on the left afterwards what could make you change to the next level. Imagine you put a 3, what could be a 4, or if it's a 2, what could be a 3. Okay, can you do it in like 2 minutes, please? I'll take that as a yes.
And you could even pick some music, but okay.
I can ask my daughter to play on the background, or no, I'll put some calm flow music.
Sorry, where's the second board? I'm confused.
We're already sharing the chat window.
The last link in the chat.
I have to scroll down. Okay, yeah.
And also, if you have some ideas how to improve this in Mari, it would be great. Okay.
Yep.
We
We already took some notes. As we told in the beginning, this is a prototype, but to release something public. But every opinion is welcomed, please.
And also to sharing something. One of the things that we felt it was still needed to improve is the patient card. So if you have some ideas on to improve that one, it would be great.
Yeah. We took some rounds on it, but it wasn't easy.
Yeah, I had many times problem to put the number in, and then there was something around, so I have to delete it again, and this was not so easy.
Yeah. I noticed that you had some problems. Are you using a mouse or a touchpad?
It was about I have to zoom in to write the number, and then I have to zoom out to move the card.
Okay, thank you. Probably can give you one more minute.
Yep. And if you're already done, you can go to the left, to the right one to leave us your name and email, and we'll send you the version that we'll publish after this feedback and ours. We'll try to do it as soon as possible.
And also, if you think some ideas of improvement, you can reach out to us. I think our contacts are in the program, or you can find us also in LinkedIn. So please feel free to reach any kind of improvements that you think afterwards.
Sorry, I have again the flute on the background, but you'll have to bear with me. The extra music.
Okay.
Just to wrap up, if you haven't, please.
I see here some comments about more focus in the command. I totally agree. And to be fairly honest, our focus here was probably too much in the game itself instead of linking to the concepts. So that's a very valid point. Well, all of them are valid points.
Yeah, just this point was from me. I think we all know Kanban in a good way, but I think when it will be new people who are not have such a Kanban experience, it's good to use the practical example to show. Okay, here this is the pull mechanism, and this is the push mechanism, and yeah. So you have in this situation, you have yeah, you can explain directly in where it comes from. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good feedback.
And by the way, I'm sharing here also in the chat window the link to the original article with the physical board, also from the physical game, if you want to use it in your physical contacts. The Mario board, like we said, we're going to share this as soon as it's fine-tuned, probably by the end of this year, with everyone. Okay.
And I think if I can comment from the side, it really looked nice the last time that it was quite a lot more silent, and things flowed and people looked at it. Obviously, for me as an observer, I could figure out the rules. Actually,
you could or you couldn't?
I could.
Okay.
But I really like what was just now said about the making clear which part of the board you want to, or what do you want to show, and a bit bringing it back to the theory. That could help a lot. Yes, it's a nice simulation, but to really say, okay, what are the theory? What do you want to show with it?
It's a very good feedback. Thank you for that. We are just on time to close it. So I want to thank this great clinic. Okay. The doctors, the technicians, all of that. So Dankeschön. Apologies, my German is not great and I only know a couple of words, but I'll say to you in Portuguese, which is obrigado. And hope to see you soon. We have your contact. So we'll, as Gonçalo mentioned, we'll iterate on this online prototype, and we'll contact you as soon as we publish anything online for you to be the first ones to test it again with other people and for us to improve. Thank you so much.
And also thank you, Martin and Matthias, for helping, and also for the invitation here to the Command Community Days.
Yes, thank you from our side for being part of this conference. It was very interesting, even as spectator. And I have an announcement for the participants. We have now a break until 17:45, 17:45, and then we will continue in the normal Zoom tracks and sessions. Again, thanks to Nuno and Gonçalo.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
See you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.